What's going on, everybody? Hello. Welcome to the Hustling Sideways podcast. I'm Alan Halas. I'm a music writer.
And I am Jim Love, and I'm a keynote and motivational speaker, and I just cut you off.
No,
on
it's
your
fine.
Intro.
We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where
Yeah,
we're
we
always. So they know that by now.
Uh-huh.
When we are back in the same room,
We
first
are.
off.
It's been a hot minute. I've had some life changes.
Yeah.
But I'm here, and we're good.
And I am currently dog sitting, so I'm hoping that at no point during this episode, two dogs just absolutely lose their minds.
See, I disagree. I'm hoping they kind of do, and that would add a lot to the show. Personally,
It would add a lot to today's show. Today, we don't have guests on our show. We are talking about things that side hustlers go through, people with their own business, their passion projects, all sorts of things like that. We've done an episode already on saying no.
Yes, the ways to do that.
And saying no to opportunities and different things that come about. We're talking about the opposite end of the spectrum today. We're talking about being told no. We're talking about getting rejected.
Rejected at the rim.
Yes.
On a layup.
Full on Akeem Olajuwon.
See you, dude.
Yes.
No, not today.
Oh, no, that's Mutombo. Dikembe Mutombo.
I knew what you meant. I
Yes.
still went with it.
Full on Mutombo.
But yes, we think this is important.
Yes.
Because this will happen. If it hasn't, it will. And if it has, you know exactly what we're talking about.
I think everybody that has had any kind of idea, business, whatever, has heard no way more than they've heard yes.
Multiple
especially if they've been around for a while.
Yeah, and oddly enough, very successful people tend to hear it way more often.
Oh, yeah,
I've read
I'm
stories
sure.
about people who have written books, and 200 publishing companies said no before the one took a chance. And those people are experts and paid to make books quite literally great. So rejection will happen regardless of what line of work you're in. And it's an important part of the process.
Yeah,
I've learned more from rejection than I've learned. I mean, frankly, depending on the severity or like context of the rejection, you can either rethink some things, like maybe this isn't the right thing, or maybe that thing's not the right opportunity for you. And that's what I've gotten a lot. Like I had this is probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I feel like I may have brought this up before, but I had a guy basically reject me saying, and it was for a high school to speak at the school, and said that my social media showed me like talking about drinking.
Oh.
And he was like, we don't want our students subjected to that. And I was like, first of all, I'm 27.
Right. You're in the prime drinking age.
Right. Literally. Yeah. And second of all, if you're going to shield your students away from the real world, we're probably not going to get along that well.
Yeah.
I was like, this probably won't be a fit. And I said that in really respectful ways, but it was important. It also made me rethink my social media presence. But then I was like, my talk is about being authentic. If I'm not going to be authentic, then what am I doing? So it was just interesting because I understood his perspective being at a school setting. Like, that's it. But I'm like, you're looking for a really buttoned up, like scripted speaker, and that's just not me. That's not how I am,
to that extent too, like if your whole talk is being authentically yourself, it's
not
not like you're doing anything illegal.
Well, let me think about it.
No, at the time you wouldn't have done. So that can be tricky. I get where he's coming from, but personally,
moral stories, I got rejected, and I realized it wasn't the right fit. Now, however, I've been rejected before when I wasn't like as tuned up of a speaker, if you will. And I was like, hey, I have this talk and I'm 22 and like, let's come in. And my voice would raise because that's the way I wrote the email.
You famously didn't hit puberty till after you hit
send.
Yeah,
it was
on
a wild journey for me. Yeah. But then I realized I needed to have a website presence. And, so people saying no, like we're not looking at this. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to make more. So you take it whatever way you want to, but rejection typically makes you better. That's what I found. And to not be afraid to be rejected. If you are, you won't do anything.
For sure.
Because people are going to say no. It's going to happen. That's been my experience.
Let me tell you about having a website named after a crime.
Oh, where have I heard this before?
So my music website is breakingandentering.net. That is a little bit of a hard sell for some people.
B&E, bacon and eggs, if any Dan Cook fans out there.
That should be our cooking offshoot.
That's right.
So when you have a website called Breaking and Entering, you get rejected quite a bit.
More often, I would imagine.
Especially when we were a little bit less established as a presence in the Milwaukee music scene, at least. So when you send a cold email to somebody or an intro to email to somebody, and you say, "Hey, my name's Alan Halas, and I run Breaking and Entering in Milwaukee,"
and it is,
and you have to obviously explain like music website.
More context, please.
Yeah. So granted, like, okay, part of it is also some of the content on the website, like. We show, very raw street music videos that have some rather illegal things going on in it. And while maybe I don't condone it, it's on the website.
It's there.
And the website is called Breaking and Entering.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to attract sponsors initially, and your name is breaking and entering.
A little difficult, I would imagine.
Especially, it is you hear no quite a bit. So, and part of that, I think, too, initially was not only we were not a presence, I also had really very minimal ad sale experience.
Yeah.
So, like, I really didn't know, what a company's looking for. I just thought, hey, they want to put their name out there.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I have no idea, like, at the time, what impressions meant and what, how long of a run are they going to get and cost per CPM, cost per mil.
He's making up words
called.
now, but yes.
That is marketing speak for your price per 1,000 views.
Like, it's funny. I look back and I think I would have rejected me too.
Right.
Like sometimes I'm like, I was not polished enough to do this. I had no experience. The message I sent meant nothing.
Yeah.
I probably would have said no. And then that's like, that whole journey is what makes you better. So I would imagine you have something similar. That's the third time I said I would imagine in this.
No, and I
bonus,
totally made me learn how to, look for things that advertisers want.
Yeah.
I had no idea what a media kit was to, sell your website to somebody.
Right.
I just thought, they come to you kind of thing.
Right.
I thought,
I
we just
find them.
We make the content, it comes to them, and boy was I wrong on that. So now, it's still a work in progress. Like people still haven't heard of breaking and entering, and when they do, they go, "What is this?"
Yeah, they dial 911 quickly.
Yeah, totally. I've had plenty of crime jokes, but that's the thing is, you learn from being told no, and then if you don't learn from being told no, then you're going to just repeat the same process.
Exactly. And it's up to you how you take it.
Right.
You're welcome to take it as a growth opportunity, or you're welcome to be like, my idea sucks, the end.
Yeah.
And you could do that.
Right.
Like that's on you. So there's several ways to take it. And if you use it as an opportunity for growth, that's exactly what it's going to be.
For sure.
If you use it as the opposite, then good. But better luck next time. And this may not be going anywhere. So the moral of the story, you are going to get rejected.
Yep.
Quickly and often. Your response to that dictates everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
if I had to summarize that in one sentence, I tried.
That was great. No, that works. We're done here.
That's it. End of show.
But tell us about how you handle rejection, and tell us, a time that you got rejected.
Yeah, and this is not like dating life. This means, more like your. You could give us those stories if you want.
I guess that's for our personal.
We're here to help.
Podcast.
Just
later
let us
on.
know. Yeah.
But tell us when you've gotten rejected professionally, and what did you do with it? How did you respond? And how did you grow from it? We want to know for sure. We want to, of course, encourage community, especially in our comments section.
Absolutely.
So, if you're watching this video on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you might be checking it out, that's when you should tell us.
Drop us a line, man.
Drop us a line. Tell us how you got rejected. In the meantime, if you are just checking out the podcast for the first time, welcome. We have guests every other week, and we also, of course, do these episodes too. You can follow us wherever you get your podcasts at. It's been a while since I've done it.
That's okay.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We are Hustling Sideways everywhere. We're on TikTok as well. Make sure you subscribe to the pod, but check out our social media too, because we have lots of little nuggets of content. From
YouTube shorts are pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie, they're really cool. So check it out.
So we're dropping those all the time. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to sit here with us, come check us out. Send us an email. It's hustlingsideways@gmail.com. And we will see you next time on the Hustling Sideways podcast. Jim.
Keep on hustling.